on the rewind. Okay, live again. It's me, the Grey Man. I'm back again, and I'm joined by Lawrence Wallace. Is it? I've forgotten already. Lawrence Wallace. Yeah, there you go. I've been writing it down all day, and suddenly I've been sharing it around groups and that. Lawrence Wallace. Is it? Oh, hold on. Lawrence Wallace. Yeah, there you go. I've been writing it down all day, and suddenly I've been sharing it around groups and that. Lawrence Wallace. Is it? Oh, hold on. What is happening now? I've got too many windows open. It seems to have opening another window.
Is that mine?
No, I think it's. Oh, I don't know. Have you got the chat open in another window by any chance? Too many windows open. It seems to have opening another window. I don't think I've got it open in another window. Have you got it open in another window anywhere?
That's a disaster. What's happening? How do you fix this problem?
Have you got any other windows open on your laptop?
Yeah, let me close them. They're not to this though.
Have you got headphones? Oh, well, that was a good start. But that was originally it was my fault because I had a window open as well. I didn't realize I had a window open that had the chat on, so I was getting a delayed effect from that. I don't know if Lawrence has got a window open as well, but he's gone. He disappeared. Let's see if I can share the song. Maybe I'll share the song while he's away if I can get it to work. Right, where's the song that he sent me? Let's find this song. See if I can get it to share. I hope that he comes back in so I'm not standing there twiddling my thumbs. I'm not sure if the sound works as well. Just let me know if anyone's listening, if the sound actually works for you. Hi, James. Can you hear the sound at all? Just listening to your track while I was waiting to see if you came back on.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, that was a little sample of the track there. Your track while I was waiting to see if you came back on. Still got some massive. Yeah, I've got some massive delay going on. I haven't got any other windows open.
There we go. Now, I think it might have been just that one. Okay.
Right. Okay. You had a window open, maybe with.
Yeah, no, it was doing both YouTube and the stream thing.
Yeah, the YouTube sort of has a delay on it, so you'll start getting a blinking echo. So if you've got it open in another window, just turn the sound off. I think you started off because I had it open in another window as well. I didn't realize I did.
Yeah, that was kind of a mess there.
That was an exciting beginning to the chat. Basically, doesn't happen every day, but it give a little bit of excitement and interest, and we rolled with the punches and we're getting ready to go. So, Lawrence Wallace, right? You've had a few bands in the past. Normally, my first question to a band is what's in a name, and I sort of try and get them to talk about the story behind their band name. But obviously, being like a solo heavy metal shredder, you're just your normal self. What is that, like a conscious decision just to be like just use your own name rather than come up with a band name for your one-man project?
Yeah, it kind of was. When I first started out, I named it Lawrence's Creation because I wanted to make. Right. I didn't really want to use my name because I hated my name. I still hate it. Lawrence Wallace does not sound like it doesn't sound like a rock star at all. So I called it Lawrence's Creation, and it still sounds a little whatever. But I mean, I went by that name for a little while, and then I decided that I was going to try to turn it into like an actual name. Like a name. So then I went for something called Moonlight Prophecy, and I had singers. I had some people singing on it and everything, but it didn't really take off very far at all. Any better than just using my name. And eventually, I just decided, what, I'm just gonna stop doing all this other stuff and trying to make a band out of it because I was actually spending money, like I was actually hiring people and stuff like that when I didn't even need to do it. If I was going to be like a shredder or something like that who did like his solo projects, my best bet was to literally just do that. You know what I mean? Just focus specifically on, I'm a guitar player, here's me and my guitar, like all the other guys do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it would cut the cost. I don't have to pay people to scream and then tell them like what I don't like about how they did something that they did wrong or something.
Yeah.
So me doing everything on my own is way better, and my name is what it is. So whatever, Lawrence Wallace.
Yeah.
I just did it, you know.
It makes sense. It's fair enough. But so is it like solo? Is it like it's an ego thing? You want to be in charge of everything, or is it you don't get on with other people, or you just want to just do your own music without other people like watering it down with their input?
I think I hope I'm answering this question right, but I'm always welcome to input from other people. I know what they think that might sound good or whatever. And I don't have an ego whatsoever when it comes to music and stuff. I'm actually the opposite in some sense. Like I actually like I want to get more involved in doing like the art cover work and stuff like that, and also like the engineering for behind like where the computer is, and like not so I can have the privilege or the prestige of like having my name under who did this, Lawrence Wallace, who did that, I did it all. You know, I'm not like that. It's just because I don't feel like the music is really enough. I want to get into more. You know what I mean?
Right.
I want to. I want to keep going up and getting better and better and better at so many things. You know.
Yeah. Improving each time.
Yeah, and I prove it to myself. I don't do it to prove it to other people. You know.
Yeah.
Some people read it wrong though.
No, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who think they don't want to do it themselves because that way no one else is inputting, and and you can just do your own thing. Because quite often you've got more than one person involved. You can have differences of opinion and so forth, and people want to do things differently, or they're not quite getting it how you want it, kind of thing. So is it just a guitar that you do, or you do other instruments as well? Is it drum machine or samples you have for the rest of the music?
They're drum. It's mostly if it's not somebody playing the drums, it's not me ever playing the drum. I know how to play the drums, but very, very basic. I don't know how to do a whole lot of crazy stuff. And I don't own a drum set either. So if I sat behind a drum set, it wouldn't sound that great probably. But I if it's not somebody else, it's basically just like program drums, or if it's not that, I go on YouTube and I just rip other people's drums and I set it to the meter and I chop it all up and dissect it so you can't tell.
Right.
You know, and I'll give that person credit as long as they're okay with letting me use it, you know.
Right.
Cool. I don't have superior drum or anything like that because it just kind of crowds the system and it kind of like makes the computer, it's a little hard. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unless you've got like a super bloody computer with like loads of memory and speed, you just opening a simple program just drags my computers down to, especially my old computer I make most of my videos on. I have to just sort of open a program, wait 10 minutes. Oh, the program's awake now. I can start working on it. So yeah,
exactly. My computer is really, really slow. The one that I do the recordings on, terribly slow.
Yeah.
And it lags, and like what I always fear is losing a song, like doing like a whole thing, and I'm almost done, and all of a sudden it crashes on you.
Oh God!
So I compulsively save,
Yeah. It's always the time that you forget to save that it decides to crash as well, isn't it?
Right, exactly.
You're
so angry, you feel like throwing a computer out the window.
Yeah, it's like yesterday when I was saving every 10 minutes, it was fine, but today when I forgot to save after 3 hours, it decides to go down. Yeah. So basically, most of your projects then that you've done before were just you again on your own. So it's Lawrence's Creation and the Moonlight Prophecy. That was both just you, was it? But then you said Moonlight Prophecy, you had a few other members as well in there.
Yeah, I had my friend Steve playing bass, and he, me and him, we have our own projects. We don't.
Yeah.
I have a project, and I ask him if he would play on it. He says he will. Or if he has a project he wants me to play on, I will. It's not like we're in a band. We're not really in a band. We work together a lot.
Right. So it's more collaborating every now and again than actually being a proper physical band.
Yeah, basically just me and him, and then there's another guy named George who screams. His name's George.
Right.
Yeah, and he's got his own project on the side. And if he asked for guitar solos or something, I would do that for him if he wanted to. And we just do favors for each other. But when it comes to the band stuff now, the way things are now, since probably 2013 or something up to now, it's basically just been like this. Like I haven't been in any bands. The only bands I was actually in were cover bands, and that was fun.
So I think there's now a couple on Metal Archives. Says you Serpent of Old, Shadows in the Crypt, Evil Divine. Were they similar kind of projects to what you're doing now, or different style?
They're different. The Shadows in the Crypt thing was something I started, and that was my last actual original band that I really wanted to go somewhere with. And we did have like some interviews here and there and some reviews. We actually had a ton of reviews with that band. Sorry, and we've been a band for a couple years with that, and then the Serpent of Old thing, that's Steve's. We're still doing that, but it's not a live project. It's just a studio thing.
Yeah.
And, basically just me and him. He writes all the songs, and he asked me for input and stuff, and we just use fake drums.
Right. How long have you been doing bands now? Then how long have you been making music for?
Or if we don't do fake drums, we have other people do it. But I've been making. Well, I started playing guitar when I was like 16, so that's 2001.
Right.
And
about 20 years then.
Yeah. Well, that's how long I've been playing.
Yeah. You feel you're at the pinnacle where you've learned all the way, and now you're like making your best music ever?
The way I honestly feel about it, and this is kind of funny, I think, for some people that when they hear a shredder, like somebody who plays fast, they think that person is always trying to get better at, like, they might think that person is just want to outdo everybody else or whatever, like they're trying to reach the top of the mountain or something.
Yeah.
I just got good enough to play what I like to listen to, which is heavy metal. I got good enough at heavy metal and rock music and playing shredding Yngwie kind of solo stuff, and I just kind of gave up learning after that. I just I learned to play what I like to hear.
Yeah.
And that was it. I mean, like I'm open to learning more stuff, but I just whatever. You know what I mean? I just
you're not thinking maybe in 5 years' time you might bring in some jazz and like, that kind of craziness.
It's not my style at all. And I would say that if I wanted to broaden my horizons, if I felt like I wanted to, then I would do it. But I'd be starting at the basics with that though, because like I pretty much only can play rock music. I mean, I can do like some country style things, some jazz style things, but it doesn't go any further than that. Like actually doing real jazz and real this, real that. I can't go anywhere past a few licks here and there,
So is it mainly the instrumental music that you like? Because all your stuff is instrumental and under your own name. It's all instrumental, isn't it? So when you like your journey to discovering heavy metal, listening to heavy metal, has it mainly been the shredders that have appealed to you, or are there bands that you also sort of, or genres of metal that with singing that you also liked?
Yeah, I like a lot of stuff actually. It's not like the stuff that I listen to is probably I have to really think about this. Like I listen to shred metal, but I also listen to a lot of I don't want to say popular, but more popular styles.
Well-known bands kind of thing.
I mean, I do like Five Finger Death Punch and stuff. I like their kind of stuff. I listen to Mushroom Head a little bit here and there, Slipknot here and there. Like those are vocal. They're vocal driven bands. They're not really shreddy stuff. But and so I do listen to stuff like that, like the newer. I don't want to say new metal or whatever. I don't know what to call it. It's just radio rock, right?
Yeah,
I do listen.
I was thinking more commercial kind of metal.
And I also listen to like alternative and stuff like Pearl Jam and Stone Temple Pilots and stuff. Like that's what I grew up on when I was like 10 years old or 9 years old or whatever. I would listen to whatever was on the radio because that's all I knew was whatever was on the radio. So that kind of brings me back to those days. So I have a liking for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it's not my style, I don't play like that, but I have a liking for it because I grew up on it.
Yeah, so you still listen to it even though it's not what you play yourself. That's fair enough. But what instrument? Which artists have most have influenced your own sort of playing style? What have you sort of focused your sound to be like, if anyone?
Maybe Michelangelo Badio.
Okay.
As a guitar player, like I really like the shredding sound of the tone that he has. A lot of the delay. He has a lot of delay. And it sounds really clear and all. I try to sound like Sean Lane sometimes, but he's a little bit more jazzy end, It sounds like as far as tone, I've been actually chasing this for a long time and I never found it. I was trying to get a tone kind of sounding like Children of Bodom, Lefty Lighthouse tone.
Right.
Because like it has a really powerful kind of punch to it.
Right.
I searched all over the world to try to find that. I can't find the tone. So I basically just use plugins,
I don't play, so I'm like, it's all going over my head.
My fault. Yeah, like, I would say
no, that's cool. That's cool. Other people will tune in, hopefully, who like know more guitar stuff, and they'll be lapping all this stuff up.
I say a guitar player, like to sound like somebody on purpose. Kirk Hammett was my first guy who I really wanted to sound like. So I still have remnants of all the pentatonic stuff. And then I really got into Testament. So Alex Golnick. And then I started getting into like the shredders. Alexi Leho was one, and then Yngwie. I would say if I were to try to mimic somebody, it would be Michelangelo.
Right. Okay. I've never heard of that guy. But I'm not really. I don't know an awful lot of like shred guitar kind of stuff.
Yeah, he plays guitars. Actually, he plays he has one guitar here, one guitar here. He plays like this.
Is that not just showing off, though? Is that not just showing off? I mean, come on. You don't look at him and say
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Dial it down a bit, mate. Just play the one guitar at a time. Stop showing.
Yeah. Well, I think he does it to impress people who don't play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because they're like, whoa, it's kind of like playing with your teeth, like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. Behind your back.
It's just for show, really.
But do other guitar players see people doing stunts like that and say, behave yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I used to do? I used to play upside down to try to show off, but I thought that was like I'm not going to record like that. You know?
No, you can't play any better upside down or anything like that, can you?
No, I started doing arpeggios upside down, and now I'm like, isn't this kind of dumb? Like, what's that?
Yeah, it's like kind of like the magic trick, isn't it? It's like a guitar playing magic trick doing that kind of thing. It's like a party trick to show off at parties.
Right, exactly.
So you've done so far with this self-titled release. You've done, was it 2 EPs? Is it, and an album?
Yeah.
You've only started this 2020, yeah? Was it like a lockdown thing? Did the corona come along and you were like, well, I can't get up together with my friends. I'm just going to do my own project, or was you already planning that anyway?
I was already doing it. I was already
under the old name.
Yeah, I was already doing it. But lockdown makes it easier because what else are you going to do?
Yeah. True. And are you recording it all at home on your dodgy computer? It's not working too well.
Yeah. Well, the one I'm talking to you now is the laptop, but I don't know if you can see it behind my shoulder.
I see
that side.
Yeah, I see it.
So
is that
what?
No, you want something?
Sorry. No, I wasn't asking you. No. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, he can see it. He can see it.
I can see it. I can see it. Is that your pole dancing pole there? Do you pole dance on that while you're playing guitar? Is that your party trick?
Well, yeah, you want to pole dance for us? Come on. She says, "What?"
She says no. She says no. Oh yeah, cool. And a mirror as well to pole dance on in front of. That's clever.
It's a support beam, actually.
Oh dear.
Downstairs in the basement.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes. So I always would kind of wonder, because like it's all instrumental. There's no singing. How do you come up with song names? There's no song with lyrics in it for you to sort of get the song name from. You just like come up. Oh, this sounds like a good phrase. Or are you sort of playing it and you think of the song as you're playing it, or do you just sit down, write down a bunch of good-looking names and just say this next one's going to be called, pull it out of the hat, or this one's going to be called Sausage Fest, or whatever comes along. How do you choose? How do you choose your names? And do you have a concept as well? There's kind of like a concept, isn't there, on some of your albums? Isn't there like a time concept on one? And before that, I'm sure there was it seemed like there was a concept of Visions of Another World. That kind of sounded like maybe it was. I'll let you go. So we go through EP at a time. So is there maybe if you've got any good stories behind how you chose the names for your first EP?
All right, so let me think. Let me try to remember. About a year ago, right?
April 29th, 2020, according to Metal Archives.
Yeah. I think with that EP, it wasn't really a concept. It seems as though there's concepts because I choose covers that kind of go with the names and all this, and I have thought to myself that it would be a good idea to do a concept album. Yeah, but I have to think it through and know what I want to do with it, because I was actually thinking about like having it be music based, but inside like the book, like each song like tells a story of a different chapter of a certain thing or whatever. I haven't yet done that, but for Visions of Another World, the very first EP that I did under my own name, it wasn't concept really, but it was like what I was trying to do is I was trying to do as the most power metal-y kind of sound, kind of like Dragon Force, right? something with
Right.
a lot of positive energy. You know what I mean? Something that will get you up and going. You know,
Yeah.
and I think I achieved it. You know, and I came up with whatever names that sound appropriate. Like basically, it was just winging it. It was like, all right, so what's this make you think of? All right, and then you just kind of think to yourself what you want to call it. It's very, very simple, basic thing.
Yeah.
Naming songs is not a hard thing to do. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like I want to look at the wall and be like, green paper. All right, this is called like no.
That was but you
I-
actually, but you actually make up after you've written the song, then you come up with the name. Is that how you do it?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and in the process of writing the song, I can't think of anything to call it. So I actually have to, like, after writing a whole album, I go through all the gobbledygook that I call it because it's basically like MWZ whatever Zerb thing. It's just a big mess, and I had multiple versions. So and that's because I can't think of what to call it. So I end up going through all the versions of a bunch of mess to try to find the song that I want to put on the album. You know.
Right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely name them after. I should probably
Right.
do that. I should probably change that because that is a flaw. But
I don't think it makes a difference, really. I can't imagine it makes a difference unless there's something particular about the song that reminds you of something. Like, say, for example, you take an influence from a piece of music already, and you might want to call it variations on so and so piece of music, or I don't know, when you first wrote the riff on a particular day. I don't know. I can't, that's what I'm asking you, really. What you base it seems to be a little bit sci-fi. I was wondering if there's a little bit of sci-fi elements to a couple of the Visions of Another World sounds very sci-fi, and Journey Through Time sounds sci-fi. Summer by the Lake kind of ruins that theory though, because the second EP doesn't sound sci-fi at all.
no, that was just me winging a bunch of. I basically wrote a bunch of like slower songs that were on acoustic and just clean sounding guitar and everything. But I never did anything with them. I just kind of had them hanging out there on my computer, and I thought to myself, I'll just release this, even though it's just me recording and jamming. That's all it was.
Right.
Just they're really short little tunes that I put together, and I just named them and then just threw it out there. Now it's an EP, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, have you sort of shopped around to try and get a label or anything? Or is it all just DIY, record it yourself, mix it yourself, write it all yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I did look for labels at first, but then I thought to myself, well, you know, I kind of gave up on it, not because I didn't want it, but because I'm really, really bad at marketing. I'm terrible at it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to get anybody to even click like or not, just listen to the song. It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
the
not
worst.
easy.
Yeah, I've studied some of the marketing stuff, and I've thrown a lot of money out, made a lot of mistakes, terrible ROIs, you know, just embarrassingly bad. And I just gave up. I'm like, you know what? I'm a creative person. We don't have that part of the brain, I guess. I don't know. I mean, some of it.
It's hard as well because there's so many bands out there, and people can. I don't know what it is. It does my head in as well. Like when I play like 30 bands on one of my podcasts, I share it to all the bands, and maybe 2 of them share it, and it's just like, I don't know. Surely if everyone shared it, then there'd be a lot more people listening to everyone's music that's on it, and you'll be like promoting yourself, kind of thing. But I don't know. A lot of people that have strange ideas, I suppose.
Yeah.
What about playing? I mean, obviously with under your own name, you probably haven't been able to do any gigs. Maybe previously, have you done gigs previously before the Corona come along?
No, actually, the last shows that I had were with a cover band, and that was like a couple years ago.
Right.
And they didn't turn out very well. They were promoted horribly. I don't want to talk bad about the guys in the band, but they kind of fell off. They started going downhill and started doing some things that they shouldn't have done, and ran out of money. Addictions and stuff. So I don't want to name names, and I don't want to name what they did. I don't want to talk bad about it. But shit happened, and it didn't. It didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. As far as myself, though, right before then, I was doing open mic nights.
Okay,
and that was fun. I would just go up there, me and my amp and my iPod. I would play a backing track, and I would just solo to it. And I would say, "That's song 1. You guys like it?" And they would always say, "Cheers!" And then they buy me beer.
That's good.
Cool. Yeah,
you got beer out of it anyway. That's a lot more than most bands can manage sometimes. A lot of struggling musicians out there. At least you get free beer. If you can get free beer, you're onto a winner already, as far as I'm concerned.
I have gotten free beers on nights, especially when I wasn't planning on drinking that night. I just wanted to go there. And then they'd be like, "Yo, man, you drinking tonight?" I'm like, "Why not?"
Yeah, you can't turn down free beer. It's just
exactly.
You're just foolish because you never know when you're gonna get another free beer. So you've got to while the opportunity is there, you got to strike while the iron's hot. So how do you sort of plan your EP? So you just sort of there's 4 songs, that's an EP. I do another EP, then I'm gonna do an album, or
I don't go in with any kind of plan. I just think about a song. Like I think about music that might sound cool, and I record it. And I don't know if there's really any kind of way I go about doing it. I like it might be different one time versus another time. What I've been thinking about doing is actually listening to music because that's what I don't do. I take everything that's already in my head. I think to myself, okay, and, I'll listen to a song in my head and then I'll record it because I can figure out the notes pretty well. I have like relative pitch, not perfect pitch, but relative pitch, so I can hear it.
Can I say
in my
something?
Head? Yeah, you can.
Just off camera. I don't want to be on camera.
Okay, sorry.
He has an absolute talent to where he's never heard a song before, and I can come in and I can play a song, and he can hear the guitar part of the song. And he can pick up his guitar without ever hearing the song before and actually play it.
Yeah, relative.
He has an ear for being able to pick out the tones and the tunes. He is a true guitarist and a true artist.
I want to be egotistical and pose.
Is that a natural talent, or is that something you worked hard on over the years? Or has it always been like you've always been able to figure out from hearing it, or someone even describing the tune to you, and been able to work out what notes they are?
I think it's talent mostly, but I have tweaked it and made myself better through practice. So I think if I just started really young, I think I probably would have had a perfect pitch because I have a good memory of what a certain note sounds like. But I can't just pick it out right away. I have to be in a quiet room just and think to myself, okay, what does an E sound like? And then I can usually pull it out based on like a memory of one of the songs that it's tuned to E. Not because I already know it, because I don't have perfect pitch, but I have something almost there.
It's like it's a spidey sense, a guitar sense. Mm-hmm. Something like that. Like a superpower.
Thank you.
Have you heard any of his earlier stuff? Have you actually listened?
No, I've listened. I think I got sent the album. I got sent the most recent album because I do like a podcast, so I listen to so many bands, and I probably only listened to one track so far. This is why I like to have these chats to find out more, kind of thing. Find out more, and hopefully to spread the word to other people. Hopefully, will tune in and like discover your stuff. By the way, links down below to your. There's a blog page with all your links on it. Your stuff is it free download on Bandcamp? I can't remember. Is it?
It is now.
Right.
Go back into his earlier stuff too. Don't just focus on what you hear now. Go back to his earlier stuff too.
You sure she's not your manager? She definitely sounds like a manager. She's like spreading the word. She's the PR agent and everything.
No, she's
I just know what I've heard.
You could do better with this.
I know what I've heard. And I know the talent that he has. And if you listen to some of his earlier stuff as well as his new stuff, it all reflects him as a true artist.
What's your favorite Lawrence Wallace song?
My favorite Lawrence Wallace song. What is the name of the Brandywine? The
Brandywine River Journey.
Yes, thank you.
That's all. Yeah, that's off the Meeting with the Owls thing. What did I call it again? In the summer by
the one where actually your favorite song is "The Wind of the Ocean."
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's the song he wrote for me.
I wrote so many songs.
Have you actually got a song called "Meeting with the Elves"? Because that might be one you need to note down for the next album.
Oh yeah, I do have a song called that. It's on the Summer by Lake thing.
Oh right, okay. I was looking for it now. Oh, the Owls. I'm meeting with the Owls. Yeah, I was going to mention. I was saying with the Elves. It's a meeting with the Owls, is it?
I could do a meeting with the Elves too. I just have to think of how I do that. Probably have like an Irish thing.
Then your Christmas album.
That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea. Christmas album. Everyone's got to have a Christmas. If you get a good Christmas hit, like a number one Christmas hit, that can be paying your bills for years to come.
Well, I do have that. I have, but it's the drums are fake on it. I have I programmed the drums from regular Logic thing. It's called No, I got Carol of the Bells. Oh shit, is a Christmas medley thing.
Okay.
I don't want to. This is like, let me try to find out what the hell I called the album. Like, I'm dead serious. This is how ridiculous.
Yeah, no, good. No, it's good. It's true. You need to work on a Christmas record with singing. You need some singing because you got something for people to listen to and sing along to. And you could, that could be your future, your fortune there. And then once you've raked in the Christmas money, you can just spend the rest of your time writing, whatever stuff you like.
Complete instrumental. Sorry to. I'm like curious now because I forgot so much stuff.
Yeah. Is it hard to remember? Is it hard to remember like songs when you've got no like lyrics in it? Or is it hard to remember what your song is called because there's no like, I remember in my band I was the singer, so I always have a song. I did the singing. I know the chorus or whatever. When there's no singing at all, you like confuse your own song sometimes.
Actually, yeah. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to my memory. Like right now, I'm thinking about like taking courses and like trying to learn how to remember things because my mind is just not doing what it's supposed to do. My memory's terrible.
My memory's terrible as well. I'll put it down to too much beer and headbanging. I think the few brain cells that are still good, like they struggle.
It sucks because where's he?
Yeah.
What country are you in?
I'm in London, England.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering. She asked.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've got a question from chat as well. What's Lawrence's favourite instrumental tune? Have you got a particular favourite of your own or of somebody else's?
I don't think I have a favorite overall because I love all of it. But I think Andy James has a song out. He's a guitar player. He goes. He's on YouTube.
Right.
There's a lot of things where he plays through the songs. I think it's called Burning Blade or something like that. Cool. That's one of that. Like that's also War March, one of his older songs. That's an instrumental. And as far as my own, I don't have a favorite.
Right.
I just have too many of them.
Yeah. So what about? Because I said I've only really listened to the one track I played on my podcast. I can't remember the name of the song was I played on my podcast now. It was only a couple of weeks ago because I'm doing podcasts every week, so there's loads of tracks. They were sort of like there's just some particular thing I just go out of my brain. But I've even forgotten what the question was going to be. That's how bad my brain is. Describe is all your stuff fast shredding stuff, or you do have some laid back bluesy stuff, or is it all like fast paced guitar finger fret fucking whatever you want to call it?
Well, most of it is probably the fast Yngwie Malmsteen kind of stuff. Not so classical much. It's like I have a different style than he does. But I do have slower songs. I got the whole Summer by the Lake CD is literally just all slow stuff. As far as bluesy stuff, I think I do have some stuff that I do bluesy stuff in, like bluesy kind of like melodies.
Yeah.
They don't creep in very much though. It's like most of it's 7-note diatonic kind of scales. But yeah, I do have some bluesy stuff. This is embarrassing because I don't even remember my own damn songs.
That's cool.
You talking about Drop Zone?
Yes.
Yeah, Drop Zone. I have some bluesy stuff on that.
All right. Well, I'll say links down below if anyone wants to go and check it out. You can listen to it all on Bandcamp, and I think download it as well. I think it's free download, isn't it? You saying, or name your price.
It should be free, and if I go on there, I'll go on there and check. If it's not free, I'll change it to free because I think I'm getting the newer instrumental CD. I'm getting it repressed soon.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you as well, actually. Yeah, because you actually got physical CDs as well, or was it just digital? And digital's so kind of popular now, but have you got physical stuff as well?
Yeah, I do. The first one that I had physical ones of was Drop Zone, but I think I sold out of them, and I gave a lot of them away too. You do, and the newest one. Well, I stopped pressing physical CDs after that. I just kind of made them myself and hand them to people who have CD players.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to physical CDs, the next one, or the only one since Drop Zone, would be the one coming out now, which is Journey Through Time.
Is Drop Zone under the old name? Lawrence's.
It's under Lawrence's creation.
Oh, it's his creation. That's it. Yeah.
So I mean, I suck. I got too many names.
Yeah. Okay. You sort of ever sort of set out to do like a song and think, oh, I want to try and get this emotion? Do you ever try like any sort of, oh, I want to make this a sad kind of song, I want to make this a happy kind of song, or you just go for the, how do you that fall? It's like your fingers just go crazy to make it, or do you work on a chord progression or something like that? How do you decide how your fingers are going to go, and how do you remember it afterwards as well? Is another good question.
Yeah, clearly you can tell that I don't remember much. What I usually do is I go in there and I chop some drums up. Sometimes I'll do this. Sometimes I'll chop up some drums. I'll take like a drum track that's already done from someone else who already arranged the drum tracks, or and I'll chop it up and put it to the meter however I feel like it, and then I'll write a guitar over top of it. Just use my imagination and go over it, and then just the song kind of writes itself along with the drums as a skeleton.
Yeah.
Or I'll start with a guitar idea. This is a little bit harder because I can start with a guitar idea and then I'll try to write a whole song. But for me, it's difficult to find the drums for that on YouTube or wherever to snap the drums to it.
Yeah.
It's more difficult that way because I can't promise to myself that my amazing idea of a really well structured song is going to have the drums to complement the guitar parts. You know what I mean? So in order for that to work, I would have to program fake drums in there that are not done by anybody else. But if I do that, it's going to sound so fake that, like, I had a friend that lives down the street. I showed him a couple of my songs that I did with the fake drums, and he would literally be like, "Dude, what's up with the drums? They sound so fake." There's like he doesn't hold back. He'll just tell you what he thinks.
Yeah.
What's up with the drums? They suck. And I'm like, I guess I got to.
So one person's sucky drums will be another person's good drums. I hear some stuff with Drum Machine, and it kind of does sound different. Sometimes it's all right. Sometimes I don't mind the drum sound. You can see past it if the rest of it's sounding good. You know.
Yeah.
What about lyrics? Are you ever thought? Yeah, actually, I fancy singing on this one. Is there anything that's ever likely to pop into your head? Can you sing, for example?
Can I? No, I'm really bad at singing. I have a really hard time even hitting notes. Like, I can hear a note and I can kind of mimic it.
Yeah.
But the sound of my voice, especially on a recording, is just like ugly. It's just I hate hearing it. I hate hearing my voice even talking. You know, even as a little kid, I hated hearing my voice. I didn't want to talk because I didn't want anybody to hear it. That's how bad I hated it. So, like, you know, I'm not even going to sing in the shower out of embarrassment to myself. That's how bad. I'm the audience there, and I'm like, nope.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice recorded and played back to them. I think there's some kind of thing to do that. I remember reading about that once, and there's a reason why people don't like hearing their voice played back. I can't remember what it was though, but I'm pretty sure there's a psychological reason for it. Like, you don't hear it the same as what it sounds like when it's coming out your mouth, kind of thing. Yeah. Something weird like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's definitely absolutely true. Like, if you hear it from a different perspective, I mean, like, I'm not going to dig into the science with it. Not that I even know anything, but
no.
Obviously your mouth is here, your ears are here. It's not the same. It'll never be the same as what you really sound like. Really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. What about how's the album going? Have you had a lot of interest or some good reviews in that?
I got to shut down Facebook. Hang on a second. I'm getting bombarded. Hello. What? Sorry.
I say, how's the reaction been to the new album? Have you had a lot of other interviews or some good reviews?
Yeah, I got a couple good reviews. I haven't had any bad ones yet. I mean, there's a very memorable one from way back from when I had Drop Zone, because that was actually pressed twice. It was pressed once under a label. I think it was HP Our Pain Gore Death Productions.
Okay, yeah, I know them. Yeah,
it was pressed under that with my friend Mika playing bass, and then it was also pressed just me doing it and handing them out. You know, meeting people, handing them out.
Did you not try and do the new ones on Horror Pain God Death?
No, I haven't. Well, I haven't kept in contact with them. But I mean, I was thinking about it, but I haven't done it. It's just one of those things that I thought about and didn't do.
Yeah, I kind of, like, from what I know, then they're a lot more heavier stuff, a lot more death metal, and so I kind of wouldn't sort of see your band being on there. But
yeah. Well, I think what it was is, like, he thought to himself, well, I'm already carrying his black metal band. Maybe I'll carry his solo stuff and just see how it goes. you know, see if it sells. And it seemed to do pretty well. You know, it didn't do great, but it did good enough for me to get in some magazines and stuff. And we were talking about reviews just now. This one guy, I don't remember his name, but he wrote a review that was like really, really, he hated what it sounded like. Like he started out by saying the fact that my name was Lawrence's Creation as the title. He started out by saying that was like a really, really bad name. And he said to himself in the review, he's like, "Did any thought get put into it, or is this just a giant ego trip for Mr. Wallace?" And he's like, "Poor Mick and Mage is on bass, but his name isn't in the moniker or something like that." And he just basically just smashed the entire album, and he just stomped on it. But actually, when I read it, though, I was thinking to myself, "What makes him think I'm egotistical?" Because the name's Lawrence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I named it that because I thought it was a good name. I don't know.
It's as good as any, isn't it, really, I suppose? But
it was a memorable review because it was so bad. He gave me a 4 out of 10, you know, because he was like, "Well, it'd be slightly unfair to say that this is terrible," but I'm not impressed at all. You know,
it sounds like he sort of took the name and immediately decided to pan it just because he didn't like the name, maybe.
Yeah, well, and it also says it's even worse because he claims to be a multi-instrumentalist and all. He went off on it. He just went off on it. And then I looked him up. I looked up what he does, found out who he was, and I looked up what his.
Did you make him disappear?
No, I didn't. No, but I found out. But I found out his bio, and I kind of figured out what his problem actually was. He claimed in his bio that he's a failed musician, that he can't really write songs, and he doesn't do so well with that. So instead, he took a different route in critiquing others. Like, or it's something. I'm butchering what he said in the bio.
Yeah, there is that whole saying, isn't there? Those that can do or something, those who can't, I don't know, become reviewers or something like that, become critics or something like that.
Yeah, and he basically said that in the bio, and I'm like, no crap, like no, like. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, my
friend Justin, he's like, "Oh yeah, we figured that guy out. He's just jealous. That's all it is."
Yeah. One of my old bands that we did an EP for, I looked it up on Metal Archives a while back. This is years after the band stopped going. I realized we had a 1% out of 100 review on there, and it's like. It's quite funny though. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but, you know when you get a rating that's extremely low, that there's some hate going on. It's not a true thing, you know?
It was full on hate. It's full on hate. It's the one line that sticks in my mind is the vocals sound like he's gargling cum, and it was like, oh fuck really? Exactly. I thought, well, steady on, fella. What I do, shag your mum or something? It's like that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, that is definitely.
Have you got any stuff written for a new release? Got anything planned? Any new releases planned?
Yeah, I was thinking about. Well, there's a lot of ideas that I have actually. I know I'm now friends on Facebook with Greg Christian from Testament. I was thinking about seeing if he's interested in putting some bass tracks down. I might throw him some money. Whatever, why not? You know, just for the name. But I got to know him, and we had a conversation. We talked and stuff like that, and he seemed like he was down to do it. And then I met a couple other people that got their name out quite a bit, and then I ran into a guy named Roy Marchbank. I don't know if you know who he is or not. Probably not, but
no, I don't remember the name.
But if you know who Sean Lane is, you know who that is? No,
I don't think so.
This guy from Scotland, he plays so quick with the guitar that it actually sounds fake.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've seen him like not in person, but I've seen him in a live chat, and we were discussing like licks and tricks and everything, and it's not fake. You know what I mean? It's just not fake. It's like he plays with this really big thick pick. It's like giant, like a stone. You know what I mean? And he plays all the way at the very back of the guitar, and he's got these string dampeners on it, so he gets the least amount of tension and the most amount of movement. I mean, so that way he could just go fast as shit, as fast as possible without. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like
it just sounds confusing, man. That sounds like fucking hard work.
And he would practice, like he told me. Well, he did tell me the story. Like he practiced all day, every single day, like 12 hours a day, just locked in his room, just doing crazy fast, going as fast as possible.
That's almost fanatical level of training, isn't it?
It's an insane level of commitment to try to be fast. And I'm not trying to say that's all he wants to do.
No.
But that he does get into.
Is there a Guinness Book of Records for fastest guitar player?
There is, but it got shelved. The reason it got shelved is because a lot of people tried to hit the record and beat it. But when you get to a certain level of speed, especially on crappy sounding amps, you can't even tell if the person's playing it right or not.
No. Yeah.
You know? And Tiago de la Vega was the one who actually set the record. After that, John Taylor kind of beat the record, but he did it kind of in a way where you couldn't really tell. And then when Troy Grady like hooked him up to all these machines and everything, you found out that he didn't break the record.
Okay.
And then they just kind of at a certain point, people were just like, you know what, this is just too much. And there's guys on YouTube, there's like 1 million guys on YouTube claiming to play it at like Flight of the Ball, 2,000 beats per minute, and it sounds like utter garbage, and you know it's fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People faking things. I just.
Do you do anything like that? Have you got your YouTube channel hasn't got any? You don't do any guitar playthroughs or cover versions on your YouTube channel?
No, it's mostly actually. If you actually look at my YouTube channel, it's really disorganized. I got pretty much all my songs posted that I have completely done, and if it's not a song with an album cover or some visuals, it's me playing like a little piece of a song behind a green screen, or it's just a funny video that I was out with friends and stuff laughing at something. You know, it's disorganized.
Yeah. Are you not sort of thought about doing more that kind of thing? Because a lot of people could, like some of these really good guitar players, they can get a lot of money if they get enough people viewing their channel. Is it something you've considered doing to like help supplement income for the band?
Yeah, I did think about it, but I don't really know how to go about doing certain things. I thought maybe like teaching guitar or something would be a good idea.
Yeah,
that's something I could do, especially now with all the lockdown thing. It's like it's a good way to make money a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you say you might hook up with this bass player. You thought about hooking up online with drummers, maybe? Because nowadays you haven't got to be in the same country to like record an album together. So maybe you could find a drummer who will, put drums to your bit, so you haven't got to keep chopping up samples yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really like the way the drums turn out with the fake drums, not the programmed ones, but the ones that I cut up and chop up. I love the way they sound. They sound great. But the only downfall is you can't really, if you want to write the perfect song, like the song how you want it 100%, you're probably not going to get it unless you find exactly what the drums do. And then there's a whole lot going into it. It might not even be worth it, really. You know what I mean?
What about, have you thought about doing live streams, like just keep playing your guitar, like so doing a playthrough of an album or doing a playthrough of an EP? I mean, because you're always writing new stuff as well. Could you actually go back? If I was to say, pick up your guitar now, play me the first EP, would you be able to just do that, or would you have to look them all up and remind yourself of them all?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember how to play my own songs. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually write them and I record them at the same time. Ideas, I just chop them around, and I can absolutely play them all the way through. I can absolutely play them all the way through. But the downside is that when I record something and I write it and it's there, I move on to the next thing, and then I forget the last thing. And I have to, if I want to find the last thing, I have to dig around for it. It's a fault of mine to be so into it that I lose some things. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't want to say ADHD, but it's kind of similar to ADHD, to where like you're so focused on doing one thing, and then once you're done with it, you set it aside, and then you do the next thing, and then you can't find your way back out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like there's more shit, and you gotta go back and try to find the old songs that you named GWZ.
It's awkward. I can imagine it's pretty awkward. What about live streams, like doing a live concert, streaming a live concert from your basement or something like that?
You know what? I actually never thought about that. I should have thought about it, but I did do that once, huh? Oh yeah, I did do that once. I did it as a stream on Facebook. I basically played the backing tracks. I played the backing tracks and I soloed to them.
Yeah.
And I asked the chat what they thought of it, and they liked it. And I did it for like a benefit kind of thing.
Right.
A year ago.
Yeah. That's something you could do, like a Sunday jam or something like that, or a Friday night jam or something.
Yeah. I did that one time. I probably should. It'd be a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good way of getting people maybe to, if people happen to tune in and like it, they might end up buying an EP or something.
Sorry,
I said if you did.
Sorry. No, I was telling her.
That's cool. That's cool. I was saying if we could do some jams and maybe people tune into your jams and maybe buy EPs from you, buy your album, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I just like I said before, like I'm really terrible at marketing, and I don't have my name out at all. I don't even in my mind thinking about out there,
just about making the music. Got a couple of questions. Then we're coming up. We've got about 10 minutes. We'll go for another 10 minutes probably. Got a couple of questions here. Have you got a favorite music biography you've read? Do you read up on band biographies and artist biographies? Is that something that interests you?
No, I mean, I don't really. I think like the best music biography I ever read. I'm trying to actually think. I
don't know if any.
Yeah. Children of Bodom was kind of a cool one. They named their band after after this death of people. You know what? Like, I don't think so. I don't think I have a
no, not something that interests you. Fair enough.
It's just like I don't really get into like I would definitely watch it if it was on TV or something like that, and I probably would remember it and probably tell other people. I would get into it, but I haven't gotten into it. I just haven't gotten into them.
Yeah. There's another question that's quite interesting. Do you feel more creative during certain seasons? Do you have is there any particular thing that makes your, not necessarily just seasons, but is just like you have a certain mind frame where you play better, or is there anything, maybe do you play better when you're angry, or do you play better in the morning or anything like that? Or any kind of seasonal affectation to your playing and your writing?
I feel more creative when I don't have a lot on my mind to worry about. And for some reason, a lot of people, they make the claim that they pull from life experiences. Like they remember when they got locked up and they were thrown in jail, or they remember when their mom died or something. And they then think of a tune that they can put together to it. Like it gives them like some sort of, world experiences kind of give them that creativity. For me, it doesn't really work like that. For me, it works with just imagination. Like it's just like I just lay down and I think about something tragic and what kind of song would go to it, or I'll think about something angry or something with an emotional tone. It would just I don't have to put myself there in order to actually write it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I have to think about it. It's almost like acting, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you put your mindset into those emotions so you can channel that emotion, but not for a particular memory.
Right. And to answer the question about the seasons, I don't think that affects my writing, although I have lately been I have been drawing some inspiration from the weather and looking outside when it's raining and when it's snowing and stuff. I do that. I do that like as an artist mentally. Yeah. But I don't think that I don't think I have any songs. I mean, Summer by the Lake obviously tells, it's obviously that,
That's what inspired it.
Oh yeah, I do. I wrote a song about my grandmother dying and stuff.
Yeah. What about the corona, like the lockdown? Has that kind of influenced you negatively or positively at all?
It has. I don't think it has any influence. It gave me more time.
Yeah.
To write songs and stuff, but it hasn't really influenced me emotionally or anything. Like I'll never write a song about the coronavirus. Like
no.
I mean.
Are there any kind of any sort of messages in your songs? Like, do you have any thoughts about maybe anything political in there, or any kind I don't know, any themes that you may explore in the future, like science fiction, or you just literally just throw the names out as you find them?
A lot of times when they're instrumental, I throw them out as I find them. But it does have themes in my mind, but I can't express them because I don't have any lyrics in them to use to express them. So I just use the name alone. You know, like I have a song called "Watch the Ledge," and it's in my mind. I had a picture, I had an image of some guy falling off the top of like the Burj Khalifa. Like there's a really building ever, like falling off of it, and another guy trying to catch him. And I tried to make the song as it's a happy sounding song, really, I think, but I try to make it as energetic as possible to give like almost like you're soaring, you're flying. You know?
Right.
I do.
Yeah, she knows the song. I didn't know she loved it. Yeah, it's called "Watch the Ledge." You know, it's like, oh shit, he's falling.
Oh yeah.
It's really windy day, and you're falling off a skyscraper.
Yeah.
Tempo with that certain.
Yeah. I'm surprised you actually knew the song.
I think she must be your number one fan now. I think.
I don't think anybody listens to what I do.
I listen to what he does.
You're the number one fan, I think.
As I should be.
You should be doing the singing. You should be doing the singing.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're all singing about as much as my finger right now.
Oh, you know what I didn't tell you?
Yeah.
Now that somebody asked about the seasons, like, you know, it is the case that I draw inspiration sometimes. But I'll tell you what I did do within the past few months is me and another guy painted my car.
Okay.
We painted my car, and what I wanted to do with it did not happen. But I have a waterfall on the side of my car with like shooting stars and stuff, and I have the other side is like a mountain, but the mountain didn't turn out too well. So when people see my car, they're like, "Oh shit, look at it!" You know, it's like, "Oh, I like your car." What I wanted to do was I wanted to take it all sides of the car, the front, the sides, and the back, and even the top. Is I wanted to have it be all the 4 seasons, like one of them be autumn, one of them be winter, one of them be summer. You know what I mean? Have like a big giant landscape. It's a Nissan Versa. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
It's a mural. It's a mural on a motor kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, it gives me a reason to kind of love driving it around, and I get a lot of attention. Like the little kids are like, "Mommy, look!" You know, they're like, "Oh, waterfalls!" You know?
Not in a good way.
Well, the parent might think it looks stupid, but the kid likes it. Come on.
Okay. What's we're coming up to an hour now. What's coming next for you? Have you got another album planned? You got a few songs written? Are you going to try and go on the road, do some gigs when are you able, or what do you think is going to happen in the next 6 months to a year for you?
I think that I probably will go back on stage. I don't know when. I really hope that when the coronavirus goes away, I can do some more open mics by myself. Maybe like meet some new people and have fun, you know, out at the bar. Maybe even other musicians out at the bar, possibly.
Oh, you want to write?
And I do.
You want to? Well, no. You wanted at one point. You wanted to write for like movie soundtracks.
Yeah, and I've done that too. I've done soundtracks for movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we'll sort of. I have an album that's kind of like that, but yeah. When it comes down to like music, I'm trying to remember that because she just kind of distracted me a little bit. You asked a question, and I want to make sure I answer it. That's it. Yeah, it's the car. What was the question again? Sorry, I don't
know. I can't remember what the question was. Oh yeah, what's happening? What are you going to be doing the next 6 to 12 months? Right. What do you see?
I do have plans for another CD, but I want to make sure that I do it. I keep telling myself I want to do it right this time, and I never do. I always just kind of throw things together. Sometimes I don't even add bass to the tracks. I'm just like, here it is. You know, I don't want to do that this time. Like this time, I want to make sure I do actual bass lines. I'll see if Greg Christian is interested in putting together some stuff, and I can tag his name and tag Testament. You know, and also I want to see if Roy Marchbank wants to have a guitar war. That is going to be hard.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. We're gonna have like I'm gonna see if he's interested in doing like a guitar off, where like maybe he'll solo, then I'll solo, then he'll solo.
Right. Like dueling banjos, but like a dueling banjo, but with a guitar. Right. Now, last question for Werewolf by Lunchtime. Have you ever bumped into your pole at night?
Oh my God! Yes.
Me too.
I bet.
You too. Like we're downstairs in the basement. There's a lot of static, right?
Oh right.
You touch the thing, it's like you're like,
oh wow. that sounds dangerous.
Since we're closing now here in a minute, is it okay to show you the guitars?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah, if people like interested. How many guitars have you got? It's a good question, actually. How many guitars do you own?
I have 2 that work, and everything else is broken.
Oh, right.
Broken.
Well, actually, I got 3 that work.
How did you break them? Playing them too hard?
Well, they're no, they're just like I haven't kept up on them. They're just kind of. Is there good light around here?
Hold on.
Sorry.
I don't.
No, I got it. I kind of got it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like the one that I do a lot of my pictures with.
Right.
It has a signature Alexi Leho from Children of Bodom. Has a
yeah.
It has the knob.
He's the fellow who died this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, very sad, tragic story.
Yeah.
Alcoholic liver disease.
Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Huh? He's about 41, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't that old, was he?
No, not at all. It's a really tragic story because he had great song, and he was also a really great composer too.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. Can we show them my favorite?
Yeah, this is. She actually bought this for me for $1,000. Also,
wow.
It also has a signature game boost in it.
Right, I've got to ask as well. Do you name your guitars?
You gave me a good idea. I don't, but
I
may. Did you see that one? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I can see it. It's like a triangular one, isn't it? I think a serious. Oh yeah, I see. A serious guitar player has got to name their guitar. Surely.
It's very much like an Alexi Leho guitar too.
Right. What kind of name do you think that guitar should have? If we was to name that guitar now, what do you think you should call it? Like Night Beast, or Stormbringer, or
a murdering murderer, super killer, or some shit.
Super killer.
Jen, that one. Not a gem, but a Jen, because she bought it.
Yeah, you get to name it because you bought it.
Mm-hmm. You like the tapestry behind me? My room has.
Oh yeah. Is it Anubis or something? Is it?
No, that's just a random thing that I found on online actually.
It looks like a jackal-headed Egyptian god.
Very many different ways.
Yeah, I got. This is the room here. They got that.
Yeah. I'm going to show them my high heel collection.
No, we're not going to show them that.
What collection?
Just their shoe collection.
My high
shoe collection. Cool. All right, guys. Right, I'll let you. Right, so if you want to do this, you haven't done me an intro for my podcast yet, have you? I think I have.
No, I haven't.
You should do like a spoken intro because it means I get to play you at least one more time. I think and I kind of put it in a folder and I might use it in the future, kind of thing. So if you ever want to do,
can I ask you a question before you go away?
Yes, certainly.
Thank you very much. Are you able to post, besides his Moonlight Prophecy, are you able to post the links to his other CDs and websites on your YouTube channel along with this link, like a link to?
Well, on the blog, I did send you the blog post to say, like, have a look at this and let me know if you need me to add anything else onto it. But if you want me to, the blog that I sent you the other day, did you check it out on my Metal Perv TV blog post?
Yeah, I myself on it. Yeah.
Like
if you want anything else added to that,
so one more time, what?
If you want anything else added to that blog, if you want me to edit that at all, add anything else to it, put any links or whatever, just let me know. Just send it to me and I'll update you, put more stuff on there. If you want more, if you need me to put anything else on there. But at the moment, I kind of keep just one link down below so people can go there and can find all the stuff. Hopefully, all your links are all in one place, kind of thing.
All right, yeah. That's actually awesome.
That's so awesome. He asked about the poll.
Yeah, well, the poll is funny. I'll definitely send you the links. I think Instagram. I have an Instagram also.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Just let me know, and I'll add that to the page. Yeah. Cool. All right. Cheers. I might try and play out of that track again. Then, where was that track that you sent me? I'll see if I can play out with it, so people can have I'll just got to find the screen. So this is. Let's have a look. Where is it? It's. What was this song called again? I can't remember what this song was called.
Visions of Another World is the one I sent you.
Yeah. Here we go. We'll play out with this then. Cheers for coming in, mate. It was fun chatting with both of you, seeing your guitars and hearing your stuff. And so I dare say I'll play you again on my podcast. And like, if you do me an intro, I'll definitely play you at least one more time on my podcast. But I'm always getting sent new stuff. If you bring out anything new, feel free to send me an MP3 to play as well. You know, and I play that. And if you also, I do like as well as doing his interviews, I also do like Friday night chats. If you ever fancy coming on my channel on a Friday night and just hanging out with a few other metalheads and just talking about metal in general and whatever you're up to, then drop me a line and I'll send you a link to come on one of those one time.
Excellent. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely be in touch with you for sure.
Yeah, cool. Well, see you again. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is Visions of a New World, is it?
It's supposed to be Another World. I think it's a typo.
Okay, Visions of Another World by Lawrence Wallace. Cheers for watching. Come back next week for some more video stuff.
Excellent. Thank you. See ya. Peace.
See you later.
New studio.
Right, Gray. Let's come back now, babe. Oh.